Yes. Welcome, everybody. Happy Robbie Burns. This is so
And
exciting.
indeed, happy Robbie Burns.
So first, I just have to say a quick thank you to Matt Hoffman and Mark Hamilton, Jean-Marc Hamilton. They are the technical people who are bringing this to you. So on
You can't
with the
see
show.
them, but they're here. And we'd like to also say that last year we had a drop of a signal.
Hold on a second. We're not live.
We're not live.
Oh,
The wrong stream is going live.
oh, so shall we start over?
Well, we've got to figure out how to get I don't know where the link for this video is. How do I get? Is that this one? That's this one. Okay, so. And you might want to just stand there and chat for a few minutes. Chat
My
with-
friend Theophilus Carnation.
No, chat. Talk to them.
Talk to
them.
people.
Just in case.
Oh, yeah. Are we live? We don't know. We're hoping that we're live, but we're going to wait until we get confirmation.
And we're so pleased. As far as we can tell, there's people watching from already. We've got Honey Harbor. We've got down the street. We've got maybe England, maybe Australia, certainly in the US, all over Canada, maybe Scotland. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Wouldn't that be just grand?
And
So we're waiting on the technical people, and we
We
don't want to
are.
put pressure on them. But
we have Robbie Burns up there.
behind us, except I don't think
It's
they
so
can see it.
funny. There, it's right.
Oh, it's over
yes.
there. Looked in the wrong direction. So I have to tell you a joke because we're wasting time.
And
But
Gus
here's
says-
the deal. This is a news flash. They've just discovered, some of you have heard this before. There's a new form of Alzheimer's disease, and it is Scottish Alzheimer's. And it's a condition where you forget everything except the grudges. Uproarious laughter.
So think you might want to just turn it off so we don't get the
Yes,
noises.
you'll do that.
It's the sound. So
So Stephanie says you're great. I don't know.
Stephanie can see us, but are you seeing us, Stephanie? Are you seeing us on?
She's seeing it through Zoom, I think.
But are you seeing us through Zoom? Right. We have to be live through YouTube.
We're live. Stephanie says we're live.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that I had to update the other site as well.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So we're assuming we're live. We weren't sure.
This is very exciting.
So we're going to pick up where we left out and assume that you heard the pipes.
And you're going to just turn the sound off
Well,
on
I
your
was.
phone?
Well, this was a lifesaver.
Yes,
as it
very
turns out.
good. And then maybe you'll play the pipes again. We'll wait for Jean-Marc to tell us. And then
All right,
play the
so
pipes.
I'll play the pipe set.
And
that I was-
anybody else wants to put anything else in the chat, it's always fun to hear.
Shall we proceed?
All right.
Welcome all, and I hear bagpipes in the background, but I'm not sure what that is. Welcome everybody, and more will be coming in. Two things. We dropped a signal last year on the live feed to YouTube. If that happens, just go back to the website where you picked up the link and join us. The second thing is, we would love to know how many people joined us tonight. So we have a chat function. And what you do is go into the chat, tell us who you are, tell us what's in your glass or anything else you think.
Where you are.
Yeah, where you are. Oh, where you are. I got an impression that where you are said the same thing, but that's okay. And what's in your glass or anything else that you'd like to say. We are going to proceed through the night. We have a number of wonderful people who are going to play music. They're going to dance for you. They're going to sing for you. And they're going to read you poetry. And the whole thing will take about an hour. And we'd like to start off right away with Barry. And we're going to have him play Mull of Kintyre, which is, he's by demand, he has got that very high Irish tenor voice, or was close to it now with age. But we'd like Barry to do us Mull of Kintyre. Barry, take it away.
Wait. We want to talk to Barry first. There's Barry. Hello, Barry.
Barry,
Hi,
are you,
okay.
with us?
Glad to be here.
Excellent.
Hope my internet works okay.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. If it breaks up a bit, so what? We'll hear you.
Yep.
So Barry had some
I'm not
connectivity
marching.
problems.
I'm glad I'm not.
All right, so we had some connectivity problems with Barry earlier. We hope it goes fine, but if it's something happens, it's not you, it's probably Barry's internet. Barry, take it away.
Mull of Kintyre, oh mist rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh Mull of Kintyre. Far have I traveled, much have I seen, dark distant mountains, valleys of green. The sun sets on fire as he carries me home to the Mull of Kintyre. Mull of Kintyre is strolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh Mull of Kintyre. the heather, like deer in the glen, carries I knew then, like a heavenly choir of the life and the time of the mole of Kintyre. Almost rolling in through the sea, my desire is always to be here, oh mole of Kintyre. Smiles in the tears in the rain still take me back where my days remain. Higher and higher as they carry me back to the mole of Kintyre. Mole of Kintyre, only strolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh Mole of Kintyre, only strolling in. Is always to be here, oh mole of Kintyre. Mole of Kintyre, Kintyre, mole of Kintyre, mole of Kintyre, mole of Kintyre. Cheers. Over to you guys.
Rory, we can't hear you. Rory, we can't hear you.
You've got your, can you hear us?
Oh, there you go.
All right, she couldn't hear us.
All that.
Okay, thank you, Barry. That was wonderful. I hope everybody was singing along because it was just fantastic.
And we were still moving to the beat
Yes.
backwards.
We're getting better at this.
So Stephanie Maletic, I met Stephanie about 10 years ago, and we've been friends ever since, and we're musical friends. She's classically trained, but now as a violist, but now plays
She got
a
corrupted.
fiddle. Oh yeah, corrupted. She's now plays a fiddle like a piper, so it's a fantastic thing. So Stephanie's going to play a fiddle set for you. It's called Lonely Loch the Newen and the Rakes of Kildare.
Take
Go
it
ahead,
away.
Stephanie.
Awesome. Thank you, Rory and Mary. Here we go.
Not coming through, Stephanie?
Steph, can you?
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we hear your voice clear, but the fiddle's not coming through at all. We can only hear the odd note. Is there anything you can do to Get the volume up on the fiddle.
Give me 2
I
seconds.
think it's like some automatic compression thing or something going on. Yeah, something like that.
1 second.
Give a couple of strikes and see.
Steph is good. She's fixing it. She's done this before. I hear we have from Halifax and Haliburton people are online.
All the Halle people are here, even Halle Berry.
Ooh.
There's a place in Ontario called Haley Berry, but it's
Yeah.
not Halle Berry. Can you mute him?
You got any more bad jokes, Gus?
How's that? There we go.
Okay. Okay,
Want
Steph.
to try it again? All right. I'll just, I have nowhere to put you because you're on my phone.
That's
Hold on
okay.
here.
Just let's
You'll see the
see a
ceiling.
little bit of you, not just the fan.
Oh boy.
Can you
Oh,
lean it
boy.
against a book or something? Oh, there you go.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
You have a boyfriend that can hold the phone?
All right.
That's
There we go.
good. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
We're on the fly, on the fly. Okay, let me know if this is better. Is that better? Is that better? Can anyone tell me if that's better?
Sounds pretty good.
I don't know then, sorry. All right. I have no idea. Sorry. Thanks anyway.
Bye, Steph. So, boy, goodness, we're off to a roaring start. So we're going to have Julian Goss, who is a Scot and has been in Canada for a while, teaching at OCAD. And he's done Burns poetry for us for several, well, 10 or 12 years. And he's picked out 2 great Burns poems and one from Hugh McDermott. And are you there, Mr. Julian?
Hello, Julian.
I'm definitely here. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you great.
Okay, so I'll try not to yell so the compression doesn't kick in and you can't hear me. It's
Right.
one of the great things about
So
one of the
which
great things
hills-
about poetry.
Which hills have you got behind you?
Cold ones. Okay, here we go. So
All right.
I have
So tell us about a bit about each poem and go for it.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a wee bit. I've got 2 Burns and a McDermott, or McDermott, depending on where you're coming from. And if you ever want to get a fight among Scottish poets, you can suggest whether Burns or McDermott is really the national bard. It's one of the few moments where blades will be drawn. So I thought I'd just do two Burns, and then I'd end with a McDermott just to put the cat amongst the pigeons. So here we go. The two Burns poems are O Wert Thou in the Cold Blast, and of course the second one is Joan Anderson, my Joe, and the McDermott poem in the Hedgeback. So without further ado, O wert thou in the cold blast, on yonder lea, my plaidie to the angry earth, I'd shelter thee, or did misfortune's bitter storms around thee blaw, thy bield should be my bosom, to share it all, or were I in the wildest waste, say black and bare, the desert were a paradise, if thou wert there, or were I monarch of the globe, with thee to reign, the brightest jewel in my crown, queen, would be my queen. And this poem is called John Anderson, My Joe, one of the better known Burns poems. Anderson, my Joe, John, when we were first acquaint, your locks were like the raven, your bonny brow was brent. But now, John, your locks are like the snaw, but blessings on your frosty pow, John Anderson, my Joe. John Anderson, my Joe, John, we climb the hill together, and mony a canty day, John, we've had we one. Now, mon we are doing, John, and hand we'll go, and sleep together at the foot, John Anderson, my Joe. And this is the McDiarmid, so be prepared for blood and vomit. It's called In the Hedgeback. It was a wild black nicht. We drave back the darkness with a blaze of light, fairer than e'en could see. It was a wild black nicht, but with a snell air, we kept just enough to hinder the heat, melting us utterly. It was a wild black nicht, but with the wind's roar, we kept just enough to hear our hearts beat out it triumphantly. It was a wild black nicht, but with the earth we kept just enough underneath in that a world used to be. So there you go, y'all. Thank you for once again having me to be the token Scot.
That was wonderful. Oh
Totally
my
brilliant,
goodness.
Julian, and thank you so much.
The talking Scot. Thank you so much. That was great.
Yeah.
Now,
So we're going to bring on Peter Atto, whose grandparents are from Dumfries, and his mum. And he's written an original song.
which also he'll tell him about it.
Yeah, and he will tell you it. It's an extraordinary little song. And Peter, are you there?
Not yet.
And Peter's son has been with us for every Robbie Burns since I think
No, he was born. I think.
Maybe even before he was born. There's quite a few children who are now no longer children, because we've been doing this for 31 years. So a 31-year-old is no longer a child.
Well, he's only 15, but Peter's progressed.
But there's others who have been around since birth also. Okay.
It's very cool. So Peter, tell us a bit about the song and launch into it.
Sure, but first I have to say to Julian, I think I really like that Hugh McDermott poem. It was really good. I'm thinking I got to check that guy out some more. I've heard of him, but that's the first poem I've actually heard read. So thank you for that.
Yes.
I also have a joke, of course, to start. Hey, Mary. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Haggis.
Haggis who?
I guess you want me to sing a song, huh? Okay, I'm going to sing a song, but first you got to see some photographs. I'm going to share some photographs with you. Okay, so these are my grandparents, Andrew and Mary of Dumfries, one of Burns's hometowns, out for a game of golf in the mid-1930s. And this is me with my grandpa, about 60 years later, also in Dumfries. So the song I'm going to sing for you is called The Faces in the Frames, and it's inspired by looking at photographs on the walls of my mom's house and thinking about family and friends and times gone by and, you know, old lang syne, stuff like that. So while it's not a Burns song or a Burns poem, I hope that he would appreciate the spirit, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so it's called The Faces in the Frames. Here we go. The game was over, the smiles were real. True hearts don't need to explain. Sky coming down on a fine Scottish day, and the faces in the frames. They were paddling hard, he was jumping so high. Ratty little brother caught out in a lie. Deny, but you love him the same, and the faces no first, there's no last. No time after this, no such thing as the past. The time before time when looking for a name and the faces in the frames. Constellation staring down, is that the smell of rain? Wood and wire and paper and fire and the faces in the frames. Take a walk down these halls, take a look at these walls. You'll see only change stays the same. But these houses of bones are never alone. There's the faces in the frames. Thank you.
That was fantastic.
Bravo, Peter.
That's the second time I've heard the song. Your songs are great. Thank you so much.
Very good. Very good. And so we're going to move on to Megan. Megan Bold, if you haven't heard of her, you will certainly want to know more about her when you see her do her dancing. She has a school called the Bold Steps, and she's an extraordinary choreographer in that she mixes Southern United States clogging with Highland dancing. And you can't believe it until you see it. But tonight we only get Megan by herself. Do you want to bring her up?
If she comes around. Oh, there she, hold on.
We just get Megan.
Megan!
So nice to see you guys.
What a
How's
pleasure to
everybody?
see you, my friend. So
I miss you
Megan
guys.
and I go way back. She ran her own Burns night for many years, and I used to deliver the address. But Megan is a talent that is unsung, and we want her to be sung more about.
I just have to say one thing. It's so sad. I mean, musicians have a hard time during this, but so do dancers. It's so hard not to be able to dance in a studio or with other people. It's just really sad.
So Megan,
Monday is
are you
the
going to
day.
do us the fling, are you?
Yes, I'll do a traditional Highland fling for everybody.
Fantastic. So
All right.
take it away, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
As always.
Oh, that was so great. Next time we see you, for sure, you're going to be dancing with a whole bunch of people.
And you'll be dancing live in this house, we hope.
Yeah, lovely. Apparently, Leslie Thompson's cats like the bagpipes.
So I'm going to interject here because we had a rocky beginning, and I'm going to play, what's that? And I'm going to play a short pipe set. I'm going to do Dark Island and the 79th Farewell to Gibraltar.
And then Gay.
And then Gay will be up after this. Are you set?
Very nice. So now we are going to
But bring up Gay.
bring up Gay.
So is Gay, Gay is somebody I've known for 25 years. Wonderful singer, wonderful songwriter. Holy cow, what a songwriter. But tonight she's going to sing us a Scottish song, and a Scottish song for children, which has got the most amazing sense of humor to it. So Gay, are you up for doing this song?
I am. Thank you very much for inviting me. The song I'm going to sing is called Three Craws. Now, when I was in preschool, I would have had little crows for you here. That's what craws are. Those crows. I know you all know that, but as a preschool teacher, I have to explain everything. So I have the three here, and we're going to start. Three craws sat upon a wa, sat upon a wa, sat upon a wa. Three craws sat upon a wa on a cold and frosty morning. The first craw, he couldna flee at all. He couldna flee at all. He couldna flee at all. The first craw, he couldna flee at all on a cold and frosty morning. The second craw was greeting for his ma, greeting for his ma, greeting for his ma. The second craw was greeting for his ma on a cold and frosty morning. The third craw fell and broke his jaw. Ouch! Fell and broke his jaw. fell and broke his jaw. The third craw fell and broke his jaw on a cold and frosty morning. The fourth craw wasna there at all, wasna there at all, wasna there at all. The fourth craw wasna there at all on a cold and frosty morning. And that's it.
That's lovely.
Okay, that's amazing. And you have great comedic talents, aside from your songwriting one. Very good.
I'm dying to sing that. I have to remember to sing it to Zane, Asma's little baby, who Asma lived with us for quite a while, and she was definitely a part of the Robbie Burns for many years, but she's now with a little baby, and I'm going to have to learn to sing that to her.
Well, not a plug for myself, but it's on my YouTube channel under my own name.
I've seen it. It's wonderful.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Gay.
You're on.
Okay, so we're now moving into towards the end of the show, and we are moving into the haggis business.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So.
Not that I'm a great fan of haggis. I'm sure there are lots of good things to be said about haggis.
Yeah.
Especially the neeps and tatties.
Oh, the haggis is good too. So look, I'm indebted for this next little bit to Doug Gibson.
First, we want to do the march.
No. We do this first, and then we'll do that.
So
we're going to go through what's going to happen. This is a translation into English by his fine self, Doug, who is an Order of Canada, and he arrived in Canada from Scotland in 1967 and became both, in short order, he became for many years the preeminent publisher of Canadian authors with Maclellan and Stewart, including Alice Munro, Robertson Davies, Alistair MacLeod, and Pierre Trudeau, a little-known guy. And thank you, Doug, for allowing me to do this. So I'm just going to read this thing because this is what's going to be done shortly in Burns language, so you understand what's going on. Greetings and good luck to your honest, cheerful face. This is an address to the haggis sitting at your table. Great chieftain of the intestine-based race of foods, you rank above all other dishes coming from the paunch, the tripe, or guts. You truly deserve a grace as long as my arm. You fill this platter that groans beneath your weight. Your hips swell like a distant hill. A skewer on the scale that holds you together would mend a mill in time of need, while through your pores the dews distill to form amber-colored beads of moisture on the top of it. Watch as the rustic laborer wipes his knife and cuts you up with ready skill, digging a great trench in your bright, moist innards, just like a ditch. And then, oh, what a glorious sight. It's warm, reeking, and rich. Reeking means just steaming, smoking. Then wielding their horn spoons, they dig in. This is all the people who are in the room, and they stretch and competing, every man for himself, on they drive toward the table, till in due course all of them are well-swollen bellies are stretched tight as drums. Then the master of the house is the one most likely to burst, stammers the usual grace after the meat, God be thanked. But is it possible that anyone or his French ragout, or his olio stew that would bloat even a sow, or his fricassee that would make the poor sow vomit in total disgust, and then he'll look down with sneering, scornful way on such a dinner as this haggis? Poor devil, just look at him eating his trashy fare, as feeble as a withered reed, his skinny leg as thin as the end of a whip, his dainty fist small as a small hazelnut. How unfit he is to play any part in battle at sea or on land. But consider the haggis-fed fella from the country. The very earth trembles beneath his heavy tread. Put a blade into his mighty fist and he'll make it whistle to good effect, shearing off opponents' legs and arms and heads as easily as cutting off the tops of thistles. And so now we end with the invocation, you powers that look after mankind and distribute food among them, Old Scotland wants no watery dishes that splash around in their bowls, but if you want her prayer of gratitude, give her a haggis. So that's what you're about to hear in the other way. But we're going to bring the haggis in now, and you'll have to give us a moment or two. Maybe I'll go do that.
Video.
What?
Video.
Oh, right. Yes. So just to give you an idea of what it's like when it's live in this house, we have a video from 2020.
For those of you who haven't seen it, it'll be something exciting and new. For those of you who have been here before, it'll be a bit of memory.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa, look at that.
This in?
No. I bet you recognized a lot of yourselves there.
So you stand behind me,
And it's incredible to see
and then I'm going to pipe it in. And you
Slade in
plonk it-
there.
oh,
And I
Mary,
was thinking about all these people.
I'll
I
pull
was
the,
thinking
you have to
about-
pull the table out.
I was thinking about Slade, and I was thinking about all the Dan, who's in Costa Rica, Slade, who's studying biophysics or something in
Shoulder height
in Kelowna,
to be legal.
and just so many people who are no longer joining us. I hear something. There might be a haggis coming. Smells great. And you guys got a really good view of my great outfit.
Do you want to be on that side?
All right.
Yeah. So I think you want to start it off.
All right. So this is amazing. Fair for your honest sunsy face, great chieftain of the puddin' race, abund them all you tack your place. Pench, thipe, or theorem, wheel are you worthy of grace as lang as me arm.
The groaning trencher.
Can't see it.
Oh, well, it's sitting on there. The groaning trencher there you fill, your herdies like a distant hill. Your pin would help to mend the mill in time of need, while through your pores the dews distill like amber bead. Now you have to, can you put the camera down to see this thing? Okay.
My knife.
His knife.
My knife. See elastic labor dict. And catch
Wow.
you up with ready slick. Oh my gosh. trenching your gushing entrails bricked like on a ditch. And oh, what a glorious dict. Warm, reeking, rich.
Then horn forth horn, they stretch and strive. Deal tack the hindmost on, they drive till all their well-sweeled kites alive are bent like drums. And old good men most like to ride. Be thank it humps.
Is there
That
or a French ragout, or olio that would start a sou, or fricassee that would make him spew
That's disgusting.
with perfect scunner, look down with sneering, scornful view on second dinner?
Poor devil. See him o'er his trash, as feckless as a withered rash, his spindle shank, a good whiplash his knee, a knit, through bloody flood or field to dash. How unfit.
But mark the rustic. Oh, excuse me.
You're not sorry. Don't say things you don't mean.
He's haggis fed. The trembling earth resounds his tread, and clapped in his wally neve. A blade, he'll make it whistle. And legs and arms and heads will snid like taps of thistles.
Let us pray. Ye powers that make mankind your care, and dish them out their bills of fare. Old Scotland wants no stinking ware that jumps in luggies. But if you want a grateful prayer, you'll gear a haggis. And there we are, we have our haggis.
It's a wonderful thing.
All right. So, we've done the address to the haggis. We're going to eat this later. You probably can't make your way over here to do it. But I'm going to do...
You'd be welcome.
We're coming down to the tail end. I'm going to sing a fabulous Harry Lauder song. And Mary is going to hold up the words for the chorus that you must join in.
At home, you can sing along.
And you can sing along, but you have to be muted because it'll be just a total disaster.
It's all right.
If
They won't hear.
but sing along.
It's YouTube. So
A
they
lot
won't-
of you know it. I'll get rid of that and we'll move to this.
I should probably be muted though.
There's a good old Scottish custom that has stood the test of time. The custom that's been carried out in every land and clime. Wherever Scots foregather, it's aye the usual ting. Just before we say good night, we'll raise our cups and sing. Just a wee Doc and Doris, just a wee dram, that's all. Just a wee Doc and Doris, afore we gang awa. There's a wee one a-waiting in a wee button bin, and you can say it's a brobrick moonlight nick, but you're all rich, you can. That was the test they gave people in the old days, whether you could drive or not. And you have to be able to say, you can say it's a brobrick moonlight nick, whether you're all rich, you can. I like a man that is a man that's straight and fair, a sort of man who will lead and can in all things do his share. I like a man, a jolly man, the sort of man you know, the kind of chap that slaps your back.
Oh, jeez.
And says before you go, just a wee Doc and Doris, just a wee dram, that's all. Just a wee Doc and Doris, afore you gang awa. There's a wee one a-waiting, and a wee button bin, And you can say it's a brobrick moonlick nick. Well, you're all right, you can. Now this is about us. This is a verse I wrote. It's 30 years we've gathered in a house on Major Street. When I take a minute to think on it, and this is where you come in. Who's ever had friends so sweet? So let this be a symbol of our love and deep respect.
Yes.
You'll never leave this house of ours not being asked to take just a wee Jock and Doris, just a wee dram, that's all. Just a wee Jock and Doris, afore we gang awa. There's a wee one a-waitin', and a wee button Ben. And you can say it's a brobrick moonlick nick. Well, you're all richt, you can. And you can say it's a brobrick moonlick nick. Well, you're all richt, you can.
Woohoo!
Well, enough silliness, but that was good. Old Harry Lauder had a way.
Well, he's a bit out of it, to be honest, but hey.
Oh, come on. This is 1920. Give him a break. Anyway, so Heather Morgan always finishes our shows, and this is no exception. And if you can bring Heather into the scene, she will be singing Auld Lang
And
Syne.
Heather's son,
Harlan.
Harlan, is another young man who's been with us since just about the beginning, and
Yes.
certainly just about the beginning of his life.
And what's nice to know is that Harlan and Angus, that's Peter's son, came here roughly the same age, and they become haggis friends. They only met once a year here in this house, but they always played together, and now they're 15 or 14. It's quite something.
No, it's 13. Almost
well, there
13.
you go. So, Heather,
13
are you
in 3
ready to
days.
close out our show with your wonderful singing?
I am ready, and it just let me remark on how weird it is to like actually dress in clothes that are not sweats, and it's been a weird couple of years, and it's we've lost some good people along the way, and so I would like to, speaking of which, I would like to raise a glass to my brother, and I'll dedicate this to him. COVID took him. Wow. So it's been a rough couple of years for us all. But this song is about saying goodbye to the old and bringing in the new. And so I would invite everybody at home to join in. Let me just take a little wee sip before we begin.
And mute yourself if you're singing along. Otherwise, that's chaos.
Oh, yes, mute yourself.
Not you.
Not me. I won't mute myself. But if you're listening, please do join in. Okay, because you'll know the chorus of this one. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, my the streams from morning sun till dawn, but seas between us broad have roared since old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusted friends, and gives a hand o' thine, and we'll take a right good willy what for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dears, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Everyone, last time. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Cheers, everybody. Happy Robbie Burns Day. And thank you, Rory. Thank you, Mary, for all the wonderful years.
The bit of
putting
history
this
here
on.
is that when I was just getting back into piping, I did one of my first gigs at the College Street Bar, and a person called Heather Morgan was right there. Yeah. Heather was there singing, and that's how we first met. And we've argued about this. I think it's 92 or 93. She thinks it's 94 or 95, but nonetheless,
It's a long,
Yeah, 'cause I
it's
was
a
in
long time. And so she
Yeah, I
has
was in
sung
school.
with
I
us.
was in school. I was in school, so I'm just that's why I'm thinking it's that date. But it's a long time.
It's a long
many
enough
years.
time. But you have been
Long
part of our
time.
Burns celebration ever since. And that speaks
And
a
it's
lot to our
been-
friendship and your wonderful ability to sing, my friend. And thank you so much.
cheers.
And thank
Cheers,
you so
everybody.
much.
Oh, so now we're going to end it off.
Call everybody back.
So if you're still watching participants, performers, please come back onto Gallery View, and we'll see if we can manage that. And we're going to wrap this up and say goodnight, and then we'll go and tuck into our haggis, and we've got Neeps and Tatties on the go. So we've got Megan is there, Heather's there, Julian.
Hi, Megan.
Peter's still
Hi, Julian.
live, but we've
Hi,
missed the others.
Heather.
What a treat to have you all here, and bless you all, and we'll see you next year live, we hope.
Oh, we hope. It's been wonderful.
Oh
but
yes,
we've-
God willing,
Yes.
we'll see you in person next year.
Yes.
Hi, Peter.
And we've been able to have people
Hi,
from
Peter.
all over the world because of this. So that's the very small silver lining.
Well, I
Hey,
tell
but you know what?
Because of that, we
Mary?
think we're going
Yes, hang on.
You could start broadcasting it from your
Well,
so
that's what I
everyone
was
can
about
see
to
how
say.
packed it is.
Yeah, we think what we'll do that we'll set up a camera in this room on the front.
Well,
and
John Mark has all kinds of cameras and stuff now. So we are going to be like just all over it next year. We're going to
But
be
we'll-
live and
live, but we'll broadcast at the same time
Broadcast it.
because this has told us a whole lot of many people who want to see this who don't live in Toronto. And we only
Yeah,
can
and-
get 80 people in this house anyway. So, all right, everybody. Good night, and
Cheers.
God bless, and be well.
love you all. Bye-bye.
Love you.